Here we are with another Friday morning live, October 31st, Halloween 2025. Lots of rain. Rain yesterday, rain today. Looks like rain over the next several days, maybe. It's time that we prepare for the cold coming. Good old man winter. Beautiful time just before the cold. You know, spring and fall are wonderful times. Summer is my favorite, of course, but spring and fall are beautiful. Spring, we get to get ready and watch everything come to life. Detox, it's a beautiful time for detoxification. All the season changes are, that's why we have the season change dries that are a little bit longer, because our body really needs that reset. Our body, our spirit, our mind, our emotions, our soul. We need that reset to prepare ourselves, right, for the next wave of season upon us. It's a whole different energy that is happening in the different seasons, and is why I have put so much emphasis on fasting on the season changes. I've always done that since pretty much, if it wasn't I think maybe the second year of fasting. So, you know, I started 35 years ago, 34 years ago, approximately. I started doing the season change fasts. Anthony, how you doing? Good, very good, thank you. Life is beautiful, and it's what we make of it, right? No matter how much ugly there is around the world with all these psychopath war pig killers, we must stay connected to our divine source. We must continue to live in peace, divine peace, balance, correct conduct. We have no alternative. You know, if you want to be part of the demonic forces, you know, by all means, your time will be limited. You know, it's crazy what's going on around the world, but war, and more war. That's all they sell. That's all they sell. Just think about, morning Josephine, just think about all the people involved in war. From, you know, the manufacturing, the thought process, the design, the implementation, the people that hold the guns. It's just a vast industry. It's massive. Trillions of dollars that mankind could decide to stop spending on that garbage, evil, and start spending on the people. Man, can you imagine how beautiful this world would be? Oh, yeah. Wish I was feeling it. Tanya, good morning. It would be such a beautiful place. All that money, like money. What is money? Debt. Who's all this debt owed to? You know, money. It's all a fictitious illusion that they've created Who's they? They've created to keep everybody under control. It's a slave mechanism, money. And, you know, people say, oh, yeah, well, you know, you can go out and earn as much as you want and all that. Yeah, yeah, okay. Um, I don't see animals using money. I don't see animals using passports. They can cross borders freely, you know, unless they're blocked by mankind, you know, making fences or whatever, walls. You know, birds, they don't care about walls. They can fly over them. And so, yeah, animals, they don't need that stuff. Animals that are, um, you know, under the care of humans, what happens with them, right? They're enslaved for their skins, their furs, their meat, their milk, or their work. You know, animals used to be used for work a lot more in the past than they are now. There's few cultures that will still do that. But the animals that, for example, the ox, you know, those animals, they actually love the work. They're so strong. They love that. You know, and those animals were treated, hopefully, some of them were treated really well and loved. And those animals loved doing that work. You know, that we worked in sync. You know, mankind's got dominion over the animal kingdom, not to enslave them. Anthony, what do you think about straight up lemon juice? I did around 1 liter through the day with lemon, grape, enemas, and felt like a lot of mucus came out. I also noticed that some vascular birthmarks are disappearing. Is it because the blood gets more pure? Thank you. You mean for fasting? The grape with a bit of lemon is way more powerful, Anthony. Believe it or not. In using it as a washing mechanism, because that's all we're using it for, right? And then we have the support of everything else, the herbs, the tea, the plasma pudding, and the enemas to help move everything out. The dark colored fruits, for however they were designed, have a lot more field strength, is the word we like to use. Field strength, which is in the realm of the fields that we can't see in the physical sense, than anything else that we've experimented with in these past 35 years. By far. By far. The other juices, yes, lemon has power, as, you know, on its own right. Lemons, that's why, you know, we activate it with some lemon, but even, you know, a few drops to get that activation happening is all we need. I like to put a little more lemon. I like the taste of the lemon myself as well. But you know, there's also the astringent cranberry, right? Cranberries is also another juice. It's astringent like the lemon. Lemons, you know, are the ones we buy in the store. You know, it's tough. Picking lemon, when I was in Italy, picking lemons off the tree, just eating them like the whole skin and everything. It's just a beautiful, wonderful flavor. Nothing like what we buy in the stores. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, I felt like I got more out than normal. I also drink a combination with cooked grape, cooked lemon. And later, what's pure? Yeah, well, that's not all the thousands and thousands of experiences we've had. That the lemons, yeah, the ones we buy compared to what's coming off of a tree, no comparison. Cranberries, one of the juices that we can use. And of course, we can mix any of the juices, the cherry, the lemon, the pomegranate, the grape, the watermelon. Um, we got we got all the different selection of juices that that works and very powerfully. Josephine, how do you know I'm finding one lemon in each juice really hard on my gum? That seems to be pull a lot more plaque with the grape juice. Would I still get the effect if I add less lemon juice with your experience? It's right in the protocol. 3 drops if you can't handle lemon. Some people, for whatever reason, and it's not because of power of lemon. It's because of what I've just explained. They're picked unripe for the most part. That's the problem. So if you want to just add 3 drops, add 3 drops, and drink with a straw. If you're having these monkey mind thoughts control you, drink with a straw, which some people have done and do. I just say, let go of the monkey mind and allow the body to do what it has to do while we're in the fasting state, which is our natural state, and away we go, right? So, yeah, that's Anthony. I did like pure lemon 4 or 5 times, lemons 5, 6 times a day. Yeah, what we like and what actually is happening with the spirit of the fruit and the spirit of our body may be different. I drink with a straw, sure. So yeah, the stuff that we've seen people pull out, it's like no tomorrow. Well, I'm finally getting plaque out with upping the herbs. It's not only the herbs, Josephine. It's the time you put in. Usually, people average is about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks before they start seeing the older plaque coming out. But we've had people it took 60 days before the really old plaque started coming out. And that's, my friends, is someone who is in a very high obstructed state and was in serious condition. They couldn't sit on their bum. Their spine was so curved and they were in a horrific state. And as all that plaque started coming out, the body started straightening all out, and it was amazing to watch that. And then we were part of watching these experiences, and the emotions. They basically they weren't able to handle it. I can't remember when they broke the fast, maybe 90 days or something. But the whole body straightened out and the pain was excruciating as the body was straightening out. And this is, we're moving through pain to heal. Healing reactions, not healing crisis. Healing reactions. Healing crises are pharmaceutical stuff. Body goes through healing crisis. We're not using pharmaceuticals. We're using God's beautiful plants, right? The grape juice enemas with a little bit of lemon are also powerful to pull out mucus. Would you grape juice thing enema with a little lemon? Anthony, have you read the MFS protocol? It's all in there. Everything, it's all in there. Josephine, yes, it's my second week, but it's very thin, rubbery texture, not the ones I see here. Rome wasn't built in a day. Thousands of years, patience, patience, patience. That's why we keep saying, 9 years is a good start. We're serious about saying 9 years is a good start. It's a lifestyle. If you're looking for that magic pill syndrome that you're going to do something for a few days, weeks, or months and you're going to be all sorted out, this is not, the place. You can go into the fairy tale lands of oblivion out there because there's a limitless supply of those fairy tales. Limitless. We are here to change our lifestyle for good. We're not playing games, and 9 years is not a long time when we've taken decades to completely obstruct our physical, mental, emotional bodies to oblivion. Mankind, humanity in general is so obstructed. Just look at what's happening with all the wars. Look at what's happening with the consumption of animal products. It's skyrocketing. Look at what's happening. There's not a care in the world about any other being. Just people are going to do what they want to do because they say they have the right to do it. And that's where it looks like we're headed. I thought, before the lockdowns, we were starting to open up the divine realms in this plane, but I think I was wrong because all the evidence is pointing the opposite. I hope things change and we start actually moving in the realms towards the realms of divine. This is it's just crazy what's going on out there. 9 years, look at the years, how they're flying by. What's 9 years? It's not a long time. It's over 10 years we've been on the social media here with the Master Fast System. It's like we started yesterday. It's already over 10 years. So, people who have been living, loving it since the start, they continue to live and love it. Everybody else is making excuses and pointing fingers at everybody else, and just continuously searching for that magic pill syndrome. That's, those of us who choose to live it and love it, we're living and loving it. Do we fall off the wagon here and there? Absolutely. This is life. So 9 years is a good training session. It's if you commit yourselves to peace, balance, correct conduct, and we use the Master Fast System as our roadmap. We're going to be in a good place. We're going to be in a really good place. Cooked food, like, wow, the things that cooked food does to the body, man. It's best to leave cooked food behind and just stick to a fruit-based diet, raw fruit-based diet. Live, fresh and raw, fresh, raw, ripe, local if you can, is the best you can. Mono eating is the best. The more simple we keep things, the easier it is on the body. After the Master Fast, I really could not get back to normal foods now, living a mostly fasting lifestyle. Exactly. Absolutely. Anthony, why would we want to? We've opened up our senses. We've opened up into the different realms that we've never experienced before. We have those senses. We're opened up to those senses. We can feel. But what some people do is they will purposely ignore those feelings to fit into their social circles, to be, to do those things that everybody else is doing. And that's what we all fall in the trap of. So um, we have to be careful. Um, yeah, the current time really flies. Food is really a drug, man. Absolutely, it's crazy when once you feel the effects after you clean out your system. Okay, yeah, this is what we're talking about, right? You have you have to. We choose to listen to our higher self once we've cleaned out. We choose to listen. We don't choose to ignore like most people will do. We choose to listen to our higher self. Our senses become alive. We feel every single thing we put in our body. You know, even eating durian, boom. 30% fat, boom. Wow. Compared to eating grapes or mango, a banana, it's, whatever. It's, or melons, it's different feelings. It's, the heaviness, the fats are very, very dense, obstructive, stimulating, numbing. Two different complete feelings. And, you talk about, the people that ran around Australia, a marathon a day, they felt the effects big time when they ate avocado. And they stayed away from it because they would be very, very sluggish the next day when they ate a little bit of avocado. So, all these things they're telling us about fats, it's all bullcrap that you're essential. No. We went through this, a decade ago in plasma science and how the body makes its own fat. We don't need to take in fat. Just remember the rule. Whatever we consume, the body will stop making. So any element, any vitamin, mineral, fat, whatever we consume, the body will stop making it. And it has to rely on external sources because it shuts down those mechanisms of being able to make whatever it needs. And the body can make whatever it needs, right? Anthony, absolutely. You feel so much lighter, more in tune with source, good, the universe, whatever you like to call it. Whatever you want to call it. I call it divine God. Everybody can call the universe whatever suits you. For me, there's a greater, higher, greater intelligence, divine God source that is undoubtedly in everything we look at. We cannot deny it. The intelligence is so vast and so intrinsic. I don't know what's the word. And there's so much depth in the knowledge and the intelligence. It's in every blade of grass, in every grain of sand, in every molecule of air, in every atom. There's so much intelligence in every single atom. You're so right about fats. When I eat them, my body odor comes back, and without it, hardly none tells you something right. Yep, you're right on track. You're feeling exactly what many of us have felt. And what do people do? They'll blame the fasting, instead of what's right in front of their eyes, with all the evidence that, they eat the fat and this is their feeling. And they're saying, oh, my body can't digest these things anymore. Don't eat them. Your body's telling you don't eat them, right? So, it is what it is, folks. It's all in plain sight. All the answers are in plain sight when you're when you start living and loving a fasting lifestyle, all the answers are in plain sight. And, we may indulge in these things, but we must have that knowledge that these are not the best choices for us. By far, they're not the best choices. So we must um, make our choices and live with our choices, right? What donator think about bananas? Too obstructive? No. Oh, what do you think about bananas? No, I don't think bananas are too obstructive because they have no fat. People think that. There's actually a cough remedy you make with bananas for children, also for adults. And it actually works because I've given it to mothers. And so, no, they're not too obstructive. They're just a bit more dense, less juicy than other fruits, and they're not a powerful cleanser like grapes and lemons, and melons. So I eat bananas. I love the taste of bananas. Um, you know, they're they're not on the same category as let's say a durian, which is like 30% fat, or olives, 20% fat. So yeah, cooked bananas are amazing to rebuild quickly. So yeah, plantains, bananas you can cook. Yeah, you can cook any fruit. By the way, right? The super hybrids we're using cooked fruit. Um, I haven't seen many people talk about it, but there's people who have experimented with that, and you can do these things. These really really help with emotions. The cooked fruit really help with emotions, right? If you're having emotional, you drink more enemas, and it'll knock out the emotion. But we have the green juices to fall back on. The green juices help so many people to just slow things down. Just like puts on a lot of pressure on the brake, with the green juices. If you're having a lot of emotional things that are overwhelming, we can make the green juices, or we can add the different greens to our tea to, make like a broth kind of thing. It's all inside the protocol. So, yeah, these things we use all the tools. They're all there. Josephine, they're all there. The tools are all there. Use the tools. They will pull us through and help us keep going. The tools are there to use. There's a whole list of tools. We don't need to make any changes in the Master Fast system. Everything is there we need. It's all there. Everybody's looking for something new under the sun, because these are people that are just going to continue looking for something new. It's just what they do. I did that for, a while, a long time. A couple of decades almost. No, not a couple, more than a decade. Just jumping around, looking for the next best thing, listening to all the bullcrap science, listening to all the different bullcrap people pushing out all bullcrap. I went through all these experiences and hurt myself with all these experiences. So I've been using the magnesium spray. It's been helpful. Yeah, the magnesium oil. That is really handy. It's in a bottle. You just spray it in the area, and it really helps to pull us through. What's happening when we get cramps, Josephine? We've explained this over and over and over. Through the dry, what are we doing? We're squeezing, we're wringing out. That's what the body's doing. That's why we're getting cramps. Forget about deficiencies, it's all bullcrap. It's obstructions the body's squeezing out in certain areas, and the calves are very vulnerable. People have poor circulation in those areas. A lot of sedentary people, right? There's not a lot of movement of lymph and blood flow. Um, yes, bananas for gaining weight. It helped me. It's a game changer. Do you think eating over 2 pounds a day is too much? Because I read that I seen Gospel of Peace from Jesus in the scenes. Our stomach is as big as our fist. Think about that. We can stretch it, right? We can stretch the stomach into extraordinary feats, as we could see out there. So that's the size of our stomach. Eat till you're satisfied. Consume slowly and feel. Be aware. Don't be in a hurry. I'm a fast eater. I've always been way slower than I've been in the past, but still fast compared to some people, right? It's a game changer. Ooh, it's squeezing. The magnesium is a game changer. Yeah, the magnesium oil. It's. I have it here. I use it for when you go to martial arts. I don't use it all the time. I forget, but you put it on before. You're doing all the moves. It really helps. I used to use it. I found it worked when I was doing real heavy weights. I tried using it after workouts, and then I tried putting it on before workouts. And before workouts, it was way more effective than after the workouts. So, just experiment with it. Um, but that's what's happening with the cramping. It has nothing to do with what your monkey mind is telling you. And how do we know this? Thousands of experiences. People that went through the same thing, including me. We only speak through experiences. We don't speak of hearsay. We've all got through it. Eventually, the cramping starts dissipating and disappears. So we won't feel it no more. Unless what? Unless we go back to obstructive eating. And then you're going to really feel it because you've cleaned out and your body's senses come alive. And that's where we want to be. 9 years is a good start. The grape juice feels like squeezing me too. Oh yeah, the grape juice is doing the solvent washing. You know how we use solvents to clean things, water. The grape juice is a great, wonderful gift from God as a solvent to wash the dry fasting residue. Listen to what I said. The juices we use, including the grape juice, are solvents to use to wash what the dry fasting has loosened up. Because what is Master Fast system? It's to glorify dry fast. Just not on dry days, right? Can I do it before the dry? Yeah, you can put it on before the dry. If you have to use it in your dry, use it on your dry. If you have to. If your cramping is so extreme that you want to break your dry fast, use it. But try and massage it out. Do your best to massage out the cramp. Because you can massage it out. I've done it many, many, many times. Massage out the cramp. Sometimes it squeezes so hard, like you got to put a lot of pressure. The body is amazing. What do you think about coconut water? I don't think much about it. It's a very heavy, fat-based liquid that's comes from a seed, right? All fats come from seeds. So I don't think much of it. It's in our protocol that we can have a small amount of it. But I don't have any thing about it's a miracle thing or anything. It has its uses. It has a lot of magnesium, doesn't it? I don't remember what's in coconut water. It has a lot of elements, especially the coconuts that are grown on the seashores or near the sea, because all the elements of the ocean, it just sucks it all in, right? Oh yes, yeah, Josephine. I love grape juice so much. I never get tired of grape juice. I loved grape juice from when I was a kid. We used to have these uh, pyramid triangular things called Lolas. They were frozen. They had grape, they had cherry. What other flavors? I can't remember. They had a few different flavors. Watermelon, maybe. I can't remember. Grape was my favorite. Cherry, both of them. And you'd cut it open and you'd suck on these things, and they were wonderful. And I think back then they used to use real grape juice, and I haven't seen those things in decades. I usually cramp as soon as I have the bubbly and start drinking grape juice after dry. Yeah, because the body's trying to move out. It's trying to wash out the obstructions. Simple. Yes, my fingers lock up for an hour. Massage it out. I sometimes I'll get cramping in this hand. I've had this hand very rare, but this hand will cramp. My calves. That's really all the cramping I've had. The calf area, the foot maybe a little bit, but those are the two weak areas for me. Lock up. What happens if I go into the sun? Oh my gosh, it gets worse. Well, the sun is drying as well. If you can handle it, and go out in the sun and massage. Just think when this is happening, think, thank you, Lord, 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 for this wonderful design. Thank the Lord. Perfect design. Nothing wrong with the design. The only thing that's wrong is the monkey mind that gets in the way. So we want to change our thinking. We don't have to. We want to. We decide to do these. We decide to do this lifestyle. We decide to think are changing. We decide on things. We don't have to do anything. Remember that. We're not slaves. We don't have to do anything. I will get there. You're on the road is a better word. I'm on the road. I'm on the road. I'm on the path. Um, yes, thank you, Lord. Um, I wish everybody would, choose to heal. I wish everybody would choose to heal. We'd have a completely different world. We wouldn't have all this killing. We would not have all this killing. All this selfish killing. You know, it's for me. I can do whatever I want. Wipe out, whatever animal I want or whatever. All the different plants I want to wipe out. Tanya, what do you feel about sunbeds and red light therapy? Um, Look into the technology they're using and like do some research because there's so many vast different things. There's some things that may help if especially if we're in places of winter, like in the Greater Toronto area, that we don't have much sunlight. I did sun gazing all year round, and that was a beautiful, peaceful thing. And I lost perfect eyesight from not from doing the sun gazing, but because I was doing sun gazing and doing the high fat raw vegan lifestyle at that time. That's what contributed to my loss of eyesight. Not I don't contribute to the sun gazing myself. Uh, it was I do not recommend. People can do the sun gazing, but you can do the sun gazing with closed eyes if you want to be 100% on the safer side. If you're doing high fat that type of diet, I would not recommend sun gazing. at all. Keto type thing, I would not recommend it. But yeah, Tanya, there's some good things out there that man has designed that can assist. I would not rely on these things as a replacement for the sun. There's red light therapy. There's, oh yeah, you wrote it. Sorry, sunbeds. There's saunas, of course, are wonderful. Infrared saunas. There's many types of saunas that are coming out, new ones all the time. Yes, I have a steam sauna. I have infrared sauna. I use those occasionally. If you get in the habit of using those regularly, they will help. Let me read before I lose these. What about hyperbaric chambers? Well, on the fast, it's super hot here in the moment. Air quality is very poor. Hyperbaric chamber. I've done ozone, steam sauna ozones, and breaking my dry fast. It was a wonderful feeling. You can try it. It's just oxygen. Anthony, what really surprised me during master fast is how much mucus parasites are in the body. Yeah, it's mind-boggling, and still come out during my fasting. MFS, it's hard, it's mind-blowing. Like how in the world does it even fit in the body? It's just crazy. Our diets were so poisoned. Yeah, Anthony. Um, I, I can't comprehend how people eat like 2-3 meals a day and only have a bowel movement once a month. And we've come across a few of those people. I can't comprehend that. And some of these people are not huge; they're just normal size. The body is amazing. Um, that's all I can say. The design is unreal. We can abuse and abuse and abuse, and the body keeps going up to a certain point where it says, "That's it. I've had enough. I can't do it anymore," and it shuts down. So, yeah. Um, there's also blue light therapy. I've heard about Tanya. The blue room. You can. I think there's a place in Hamilton or something, not far from us. Somebody has a blue room, and people rant and rave about these therapies. Um, they may help somebody who's in a highly obstructive state, like ozone. I've seen people get tremendous results with ozone. I'm talking about people that are in a highly obstructive state. I go do ozone. I don't really feel much. I just have a wonderful, calming, beautiful feeling. I don't get any massive healing from it, is what I'm trying to say. Whereas other people it's changed their lives like night and day. Somebody who's highly obstructed starts doing some ozone therapy and their life's changed. So when we're living and loving fasting lifestyle, master fasting roadmap, um, all these things out there, you're not going to feel much from it, in my opinion. When you're just starting out and you have a lot of obstructions, you may find some assistance in these things. But I wouldn't go out of my way to spend all this money on all these things. I have all these things that I purchased over all these years searching for the magic pill, right? Ozone, the wave oscillator, you can see in the background. That thing there was like $4,000 in the 70s. That's German made. It's a Nikola Tesla technology, and it's a wonderful tool that I use, for when we've done a little bit too much in martial arts, and just helps move energy in the area. You can use it on joints and muscles. You can use it on your hair. I don't use it often, as you can see. But there's people that use it, and you'll see their hair growing right away. So it does do that. In South Wales, we don't have so much sun. I bought potable sunbed with built indoor red. Haven't tried it yet. Yeah. UK, of course, similar weather we have. I saw people in the past use turpentine. What are your thoughts on to use it? External only. I've removed it as internal. Oils are oils. I don't even like oils externally. I use turpentine occasionally externally. Um, it's actually Edgar Casey in some of his remedies, Sleeping Prophet. Rub it in castor oil packs in the kidney areas and stuff. People are using that. You can use it on joints and so on and so forth. What do they call them? Herpes blisters. You put some of that on. It seems to really help. But the root and seed cause is obstructions. Remove the obstructions, you won't have these problems anymore. People have gotten rid of those so-called viruses. I don't believe in viruses. By purging out master fasting, and they have not had any relapses of any of those sores. I was thinking to do ozone while on mass fast just to help get the blood moving, just to help with the high obstructions. You may. Ozone, I see. No, I love ozone. We use ozone to wash all our fruits and vegetables. We're breathing it in. I love ozone. It's just O3. Some people are very paranoid about it. I would be very wary about breathing it in. I do it myself, but I would be very wary about it. The safe way to breathe in ozone is through olive oil. You bubble it in a small amount of olive oil in a glass, and you breathe it in that way. It helps, with sort of lung stuff, if you're having any lung challenges. But none of these are these are just tools we use. They're not any foolproof therapies. Emptying the body is really amazing. Even if you see those 600-pound people, they are still alive. Like, the body is such an advanced machine. So beautiful if you think about it. It's exactly how is that possible? How are these people still alive and continue to function to some levels? It's amazing. Have you ever seen an X-ray of somebody who's 600 pounds? The skeleton's the same size, and you have this mass over the same skeleton. It's absolutely amazing what the body can do. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, at 45-minute mark, anybody have any last questions before we call it a close? Thank you so much for joining. Makes it more interesting instead of me just blabbing. I used a few drops of turpentine to pass in grape juice. It really held refreshing feeling. I felt one with the pine fresh energy, but I try not to use it. I agree with oils are better avoided. Yeah. Have you seen anyone heal osteoporosis? Everything is possible, Josephine. Remove those titles and names that we were given. It's just imbalance. Body can rebalance itself. And with that said, live it, love it. The art of subtraction is available to anybody who chooses. So, ciao for now. Let's send plaf to everybody out there, and all the evil ones will penetrate their hearts with plaf, divine plaf. And let's send plaf to all those in dire needs. Ciao for now.